What's up, guys? So I just got back from kind of our big range trip of the year. Once a year, the homies get together at the farm and just hang out for a couple of days, shoot guns, play games, just kind of hang out with each other. During that time, it's probably the most ammunition that I'll spend in any one sitting. As we're building up to this kind of range weekend, we start putting together lists and packing lists and start buying gear, making sure everything's good. And I just want to give an update on what I found worked really well for this trip and one of the things that didn't. So I'm going to give you three things that were just surprisingly good. And I'm going to give you one thing that I was kind of disappointed in. I'm going to make this short, not going to drag this out too long. So the first thing I was pleasantly surprised with, it's not gear necessarily, but it's ammunition. And I know you've seen this stuff shilled everywhere. It's the AAC, it's Palmetto State Armory's ammunition company. But I was running these, the AAC 69 grains, and they perform super well. They're pretty cheap for what they are. 69 grain, Boattail hollow points they were accurate. They seem to have pretty good consistency. Most everything we shot them out of just kind of liked it. Not stellar. Most of my guns aren't like match guns or anything like that. But pretty consistently getting, just over an MOA with some of our free floated stuff, and really, really decent accuracy out of some of the more budget rifles that we had. So AAC, I wanted to give them a try because you see all the big guys showing them right now. I wanted to give them a try, and I was actually super pleased. So as far as something that's not 55 grain trash, I really enjoyed these 69 grains. Most of the time it was shot out of this. This is just a Daniel Defense upper, BCM lower. Nothing crazy, but a decent, decent mid-tier, upper mid-tier gun, and it just shot really well. I wanted something a little bit heavier than the 55 grains because we have pigs out at the farm. So I put this Archon Zulus. I don't know how to say it, but put the Archon on here so that I could have a little, low light capability. And the Archon did pretty well, but that's not what this video is about. But it shot, right at MOA, a little bit worse than MOA on this rifle. But the cool thing is that I did not have all those flyers. If if you've ever zeroed a gun before, if you ever grouped a gun, a lot of times you'll get a decent little group and maybe a flyer that just kind of messes up your whole afternoon. These things seem to be pretty consistent. I didn't have a chrono. I don't know what the standard deviation is. I don't know, but thumbs up on the 69 grain AAC. The second thing that I really, really ended up enjoying was this is the Onward Research Recce rig, which was good. I mean, it gets a thumbs up, but it's nylon, it's nothing crazy. But what I was really pleased with is this little, and I'll roll in some B-roll, is this little Streamlight, what do they call it? A Clipmate USB. It's a white light and a red light, really low lumen. It's got this flexible little head on it so you can point it where you're going. A lot of the stuff we were doing out there was at night or low light stuff. We shoot all day and we hang out all night. So there's a lot of times that when we're doing stuff, it's in dark. And this thing came in super handy. I just clipped it onto this Recce rig, and it's awesome. It's great. I liked it so much so that when I got home, I just immediately bought another one to clip on whatever I want. It's great. Again, white light, red light. The cool thing about it is it's got two brightness modes for each of them, and you can set it up to run one or the other. So you're not turning it on and toggling through all the modes. You can set it up to be a red light. You can set it up to be a white light. You click the button on the top, it comes on. You click it again, it goes to the second setting. You click it again, it goes off. So ran this a lot, just doing admin stuff, where I didn't have to take my hands off. I didn't have to hold a flashlight. I could just click and turn it on. And that was absolutely phenomenal for what it is. It's USB rechargeable. It was like, I don't know, $30, something like that. And when you compare that to a lot of these other task lights, I mean, I was super pleased with it. And it also, the weather was trash that weekend. It rained constantly. This thing got rained on. It stayed wet. It was just an overall good time. Highly recommend that if you're looking for a little task light. And the third thing that was super, super pleasing, again, you guys probably know about this, but it was something that wasn't really on my radar. It's not the rifle, but it's this Sig Sauer red dot. It's their, like, what is it, the MSR? Yeah, it's an MSR. Their compact red dot. I mean, I'm sure it's made in China like all the other compact red dots are, but it comes in a nice kit with a nice little mount. It lived on this rifle all weekend. This is just a Palmetto State upper and an Aero Precision lower. A lot of the guys that we hang out with don't really have a rifle, or maybe don't have a dedicated rifle, or didn't want to pack it out, whatever. If they didn't have a gun for that day, this is what they shot. And it's been great. It's nothing special. The knob's a little stiff, but hey, it works. It's made by a name brand that you can kind of trust. I mean, P320 stuff notwithstanding. And again, so much so that I had two of them. I had a buddy that had a rifle that didn't have an optic on it. I said, hey, put this on there, run it for the weekend. He ended up keeping it. So I went and I just bought a replacement. So as far as I'm concerned, this is kind of the king of the budget red dots. I wouldn't go any cheaper than this. It's like 80, 90 bucks, something like that. If you have a rifle, or if you have a pistol caliber carbine or something like that that doesn't have an optic on it, grab this. It's great. So those are the three things that actually really impressed me over the weekend. A couple bullets that were nice and new to me. A task light that just absolutely slaps. The Romeo MSR, which was just kind of a budget champ all weekend. And I didn't feel bad about giving this to somebody. This rifle did not get a whole bunch of rounds through it. I mean, it probably got 600-700 rounds through it, but it performed super well. The rifle did fine, but the MSR was kind of the king of the show. And going back to this, the thing that didn't work out. There was one thing that didn't work out, and I'm still in the process of getting that fixed, getting that sorted out, was an upper receiver. So I bought this to be this Zulus, this digital night vision scope. I wanted to try it out. I wanted a dedicated upper. I didn't want to I didn't want to mess with any of my current setups. So I wanted just a cheap upper, see what it was doing. And the upper I ended up getting was actually a Bear Creek Arsenal upper. And it was one of their longer ones. I don't remember, 22 inches, 223 wild, stainless steel, floated for like 300 bucks, something like that. And it seemed like a good deal. I never used BCA before, but I've had some good luck with some of the cheaper uppers in the past. But as you can tell, that upper is not here. I had to dedicate this Daniel Defense upper to being my, dedicated digital night vision, low light, pig gun, whatever you want to call it. And that's because on the first shot of that Bear Creek Arsenal upper, the case got stuck. And I thought, no big deal. Cases get stuck. It's brand new. I'll just get the case out and I'll, polish the chamber or make sure it's clean. I'll just do my due diligence. But when I went to pull the case out, I never had a case that stuck. I hammered and hammered and hammered, finally got it out. But what had happened is the chamber was machined incorrectly, and it actually had a ring machined into the chamber. So whenever the rifle went off, whenever the round went off, the pressure caused that to pressure form or fire form, however you want to think about it, to the actual chamber, and it locked it in like a key. So finally got it out, looked in the chamber. I'll roll in some pics if I got them. The brass had big clear ring on it where it was dented and pressure formed, and the upper had an obvious ring in it. Contacted BCA, they said send it back. They paid for the shipping back. I don't know where it's at now. Honestly, I don't have an update on that. Honestly, since I've already got it on here and set it up, I don't know. I'll probably just see if I can get my money back, spend that on something else. If not, if I get a replacement, I'll let you guys know how it goes. But those are the three things that I liked, three things that really surprised me for the weekend, and one thing that kind of bummed me out. So, I'll put links below. I don't have it set up for affiliates or anything like that currently. I might do it in the future. I don't know. So, big caveat here. Maybe affiliate links by the time this goes up. But anyway, so I just want to give you guys a recap on some gear that I liked, and thanks for watching.